I'm not sure about the question about the question about the propaganda against India and Israel. I don't think there's enough information about what India and Israel are actually up to. On the Israeli side, you have a lot more media that comes out on social media or TikTok or Instagram or the sort of like the independent media outlets that tell the story. But in terms of mainstream media, the New York Times, the Washington Post, even the BBC have been very poor in narrating what Israel has been up to. And these publications have been extremely poor with regards to what, in narrating the story of what India is up to. And that has a lot to do with the perception that India is important for the West, right, in terms of this war against China. So I'm not sure if I'll answer that question correctly, but yes.
Okay, so one of the things that you talk about in the book, and which you also mentioned in the presentation, is not just the Israeli, the Zionist export of weapons and armaments to India, but now collaboration between, for instance, Barak 8 ground air defense system is a good example of that, which the Indians are producing at home. It's in collaboration with the Zionists. So is this something which you think is problematic for Pakistan's security?
I mean, Pakistan's security is one thing, but as a writer from South Africa and looking at sort of like what India means for the continent, the African continent, and for many parts of the world, this type of relationship is extremely dangerous because whereas many countries would not buy weapons from Israel openly still, there's still this covert relationship that takes place between these countries. And Israel runs like a parallel kind of customs and military trade, line, basically pipeline, so that even if the country is not pro-Israel, it will still, trade with them, right, on military hardware. But this relationship with India means that India is not just, okay, so we have to go back a few decades. When India normalized ties with Israel in 1992, one of the first things that they did is that they sent over the army officials to Israel and to kind of communicate to the Israelis that we want to work with you and kind of we want to sort of like ensure that you become a regular source of weapon productions and also sales. And the reason Indians moved closer to Israel so quickly in the 90s is because the Israelis promised India that they would not just sell them weapons, but they would basically grant them permission to the technology, basically.